Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing here a Meklord deck profile. You guys already expected this because I recently did the chill session video for Meklords, where I actually sorted out the cards that I actually wanted to play in the deck at all, and as a result you guys kind of already got the idea of the amount of cards I wanted to play, or at least the exact ratios that I was intending to play. So this here is my final build for it. I basically did a lot of testing with all of those cards, and even then, from that particular video, there are quite a few changes that you guys might be wondering as well. But with that being said, this is going to be really fun because it is the first time I'm putting this out on the channel, so it's just really great. And this is one of the decks that was really, I don't know, I think it was really cool when it first was introduced in the anime, and I've always wanted to build the deck. I just didn't think that the deck was really good at the time. I mean, there wasn't really amazing spells or traps to support this. Even the monsters weren't particularly the most amazing. You would mainly play Yugioh as a means to splash into other decks as a tech, but it didn't really offer anything else beyond that. The fact that we now have some cards to actually have some proper build for it is definitely fantastic. So with this new support, it obviously came out in Rage of Ra, which was a really great set, of course. You guys might have remembered me opening a bunch of those packs. I think it was almost 2 boxes worth, and I gathered up a lot of the Meklord cards. Afterwards, I then bought a few remaining cards and got them ordered online and pretty much completed the deck, so I'm pretty happy with what I have here. So with that being said, I would like to drop a reminder for you guys to like, share, comment, and consider subscribing if you enjoyed this kind of content. But with that being said, let's begin. So starting off with monsters, we're going to be playing here our 3 copies of Triskelion. You guys already know why I'm playing this. It's one of the best cards that's actually been released as support for this deck. It makes the deck actually have a proper attacker, a proper monster to go into. I do still kind of feel iffy about the effect of it having to be summoned, requiring you to banish off 3 of your Meklord monsters from the graveyard with different names as well, so it does actually add that bit of difficulty there. You can't just bring it out on your first turn. I mean, you could depending on what you do with your deck, but even so, this is definitely quite the hard restriction, but it is quite rewarding considering how strong this monster actually is there. I mean, you could pretty much wipe off half of your opponent's life points if you really wanted to, potentially more. Next up, I'm only playing here the 1 copy of the Synchro Absorption. I've already talked about it in the chill session video, so if you guys haven't watched it, I really recommend you do. It's a really short video anyway, and I pretty much explain all my ratio choices on these. Next up, playing here the 3 cores. Infinity cores are really nice, of course, because it does allow you to add your spells and traps. So with that being said, it is definitely well worth playing 3 of, and not to mention it's easy to summon out via 1-for-1. Next up, we're playing here 3 copies of our Deployer Obligado. Obligado is the level 4 of the deck, allowing you to actually go for your rank 4s, definitely fantastic, but it also does its own other things as well, making it one of the cards that's worth playing 3 of. Now for the original cards, we're playing here the 2 copies of Emperor Yugioh, 2 copies here of Grenell, and I'm also playing here the 1 copy of Yugioh as well. A lot of deck profiles you see out there won't be playing Yugioh because it's not necessarily the most optimal of cards. Yugioh at least can negate spells. Grenell can at least have this huge amount of attack. I mean, you bring it out, it's instantly a 4k beat stick, which is insane. And Yugioh only does a direct attack, and with 2200 you're not really dealing too much damage. Of course, there is a bit of a play where you could actually just go for Yugioh and attack directly, and then you could chain 2 copies of limiter removal, making it 8800. So it is not bad at all. You could definitely do an OTK with Yugioh, but I might make a separate deck profile for that. But with that being said, this is the ratio I really like. As for the regular armies, we're playing here the Army Yugioh, 1 Grenell, and 2 copies of the Yugioh. So it's kind of like the opposite side of things here, but this is the ratio that works out for me. Definitely really nice. Grenell and Yugioh has their gimmicks, and Yugioh is just great for floating. For a bit of disruptions, we're going to be playing here 3 copies of Ash as well as 3 copies of Vela. Feel free to play whatever kinds of hand traps you actually want in this particular deck. Either or will work out. You just want to have some cards that actually can just stop your opponents from actually doing things, and I'm really glad that this deck actually offers enough space for you to do so. Moving on to spells, I'm also playing here 3 copies of Assembly, one of the greatest cards, allowing you to just search out whatever Meklord monster you want from your deck. Definitely fantastic there. Of course, for a bit of supporting cards, I am playing here the 2 copies of Limited Removal. You could bump it up to 3, I mean there's no harm in that, definitely well worth it, also really amazing. We also have here a 1-for-1, a Called by the Grave, and a Monster Reborn, just great generic support for the deck. Finally, we're playing 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone and the Harpy's Feather Duster, just great back row hates, and I'm also playing here the Upstart Goblin, just because it's a 40 card deck, so you may as well make it a 39 card deck. But yeah, this is definitely fantastic. You could actually take out 1 Feather Duster and the Upstart Goblin and actually put in 2 copies of Allure of Darkness if you actually want to, because the idea behind Allure of Darkness is you want to draw more cards, right? And you have plenty of dark monsters in the deck, which actually makes it quite a viable option for you to go for an Allure of Darkness. But of course, with the mix of other attributes, it does carry that small risk, but that's going to be up to you. Finally, we're playing here the 1 copy of Eradicator. That's the only trap we're playing. Just summons out our monsters really easily, but it doesn't really do too much after that. Now on to the extra deck, we're going to be playing here the 1 copy of Gigant X, searching out more monsters. We're playing here 2 copies of Dreadnought, and we're also playing here the Heavy Armored Train Iron Wolf. All are possible because you have machines in this deck, and these are the best machine supports in terms of the rank 4s out there. For Link monsters, we're going to be playing here Link Karibo, a Relinquished Anima. They're both great because we have plenty of level 1s in this deck. We have big attacks, so Underclock Take is definitely going to weaken their opponent's monsters. I'm playing here Anaconda because my side deck actually plays Super Poly, so because of that, I keep an Anaconda. And we also have here Ip Masquerena, nice card to build up on. Then of course we're playing here the Nightmare Engine. So I'm playing 2 Phoenixes just because, more back row hates, Unicorn and Cerberus because they're just appropriate as well. And finally, our Super Poly target could be anything. I'm playing the Furious Dragon just because I'm dealing with a lot of Rocket players out there right now. But depending on where you're playing, of course, you have a different community, so you have different players playing different decks. Starving Venom would definitely be a better option for you, but it's up to you what you want to play. However, with that being said, this was pretty much it for the whole deck profile. So I do actually hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely leave me your thoughts as to what you actually think about this particular deck. Do you like this particular build, or would you play it differently? However, with that being said, thanks for joining me today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you all next time.